I think there's a scam with food stamps. I think I've found out that I'm actually qualified for about $300 in food stamps a month, which I never got. And I found out recently that DCF put me down as having two Social Security checks. One for my Social Security amount and one for the amount after they do the Medicare reimbursement amount. So all these years they thought that they said that I was getting two checks. And really, I gotta say what I think it is. I think that there was a Republican sitting behind the keyboard that reviewed the case or whatever and put that I got two checks there so I wouldn't qualify for the $280 in food stamps. So like like you need to specifically ask, and I've had to ask this when I've talked to them on numerous occasions, you have to pry out of them what the money they think you're getting. They will not tell you. I have talked to DCF on 3 occasions where I've had to pry and ask, and before I got off the phone I asked just the right question to find out that they actually think that I have more money than I do. And the thing is you really gotta ask them. You gotta drill, and you gotta ask 3-4 times. Sometimes you gotta call back and ask, because they will not tell you, and they are not forthcoming with the information of how much money they think you're getting. They thought I was getting 2 Social Security checks for a long time. Yeah, and I had to literally drill and drill and drill to find out that they thought I was getting more money than I was. And it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing that, you know, how they take my actual Social Security amount and then add another check for plus the Social Security and what the Medicare is reimbursing me, thus not allowing me to get food stamps for a long time. But I just drilled it out of them after like calling and calling and calling, and I got food stamps. It's interesting. And the thing is even after I got the food stamps, I had to call him back again because I had this employer that I worked for that isn't on the books, you know, with the government. It's a vendor thing. I needed to get a signature from them to let them know that I don't work for them anymore. So once again, I had to drill, and ask questions, and and just before I got off the phone, I asked the right question, and she told me that, yeah, we think you're still working there. Yeah, so like my shit's fucked up again. But yeah, so I'm just saying, like, if you're making under like $1,200 and they say you're not approved for food stamps, you really need to ask them how much they think you're making. And let me tell you, just asking them isn't going to be enough. You have to drill them, and you have to force them to give you the answers, because they will not do it. I live in Florida, so imagine the shit you can go through in Florida with something like that.